Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 DC animated film Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that I have reviewed over the last couple of years quite a few DC animated features. I'm quite a fan of them. I quite enjoy a lot of them. Some of them I don't think are very good at all, and I think some of them are really quite excellent. And this one focuses on the Justice League who go up against Darkseid, and essentially it doesn't go well. They lose initially, quite brutally. A lot of heroes are taken down, and then sometime after they decide to put together another attempt to try and take back the Earth from Darkseid, as it is a shadow of its former self. However, there's not many heroes left. Superman has lost his powers. Batman is now under the control of Darkseid, and there is very few heroes left to mount a battle against Darkseid. So that's the basic premise of this film here, and it stars a lot of the voice talent that you will recognise from the DC animated films. We've got people like Rosario Dawson as Wonder Woman, Christopher Gorham as the Flash, Jerry O'Connell as Superman, Jason O'Mara as Batman, Matt Ryan as John Constantine. Now, Matt Ryan is the guy who played Constantine in the TV show, and he has voiced Constantine throughout these DC animated features, which is really nice to see some consistency. And we get Tony Todd voicing Darkseid, and Rainn Wilson as Lex Luthor. So a pretty talented voice cast there. Now, this film, I have to say, I was really quite impressed with. In many ways, it's got a classic animated look to it. It's like a cross between the animated features that we saw in the 90s and things like that, and like the Batman animated show and the Superman animated TV show, with a more modern twist. So it feels modern, but it feels familiar and old-fashioned at the same time. Immediately familiar to fans, and it was really quite pleasantly done. What might take some by surprise, especially if you're jumping in just to watch this, is the adult themes here. Oh my god, this film does not hold back. In regards to the language, very adult, and the graphic scenes of violence. Literally, you are seeing limbs being ripped off, people being torn to pieces. It's especially some of the heroes are quite ruthlessly murdered in this movie. So that takes you back a little bit. You're a little bit aghast as to how ruthlessly some of these familiar DC characters are absolutely decimated in this film. It doesn't hold back. It's great. You've got everybody in this film that you could ever imagine in regards to the DC universe. Front and centre is Constantine, which I think is brilliant, and you've got Superman, you've got Batman, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got Cyborg, you've got the Green Lanterns, you've got the Suicide Squad, Martian Manhunter, Swamp Thing. I could go on and on. If you can name them, they're probably in this film. Some of them not for long, however, because like I say, there's so many of them just get absolutely decimated in this film. It's brutal in how it handles some of these characters, but I've got to say, thoroughly enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. Now, for me, the mark of a good DC animated feature, I think, is if when you watch it and when you've finished watching it, you think to yourself, my god, that'd make a good film. That would be just an absolutely brilliant film. I've no idea how they would film it, but it would just be the granddaddy of superhero films, this. It would put, I think, the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War film, it would just knock it out of the park. It's just that good, the story here and the way they handle it, and they don't pull any punches. It's really fun to watch. There's some really great put together action scenes that I think was a joy to watch. There's some characters turn in here that you don't expect to turn, and there's some nice little twists to it. Basically, I'm saying I think this is probably my favourite DC animated film that I potentially have reviewed over the last couple of years. I'd have to look back and see what I've reviewed, but I was super impressed with this. I really enjoyed it. I thought everybody was allowed to shine. It was interesting that even some of the lesser known DC characters here, certainly from my perspective, were treated really respectfully, and were given plenty to do, and you didn't mind that others didn't have as much to do because the story in the film was so nicely done. So from my perspective, I think if you're a fan of DC films, if you're a fan of DC animated films, this is an absolutely essential watch, I would say. It's a great ending to a sequence of films, and I'm going to give it a very strong 8 out of 10. Honestly, I can't tell you, I was really entertained with this. I thought it was really well done, and definitely worth checking out for you DC fans out there. So that is my review for Justice League. Justice League Dark, Apokolips War. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you back for more reviews on Screen Stars very soon.